So today in this video we'll be seeing the day 5 30 days of code challenge, that is loops. The author of this problem is Abhimanyu Singh. The difficulty level of this problem is easy. The maximum score is 30 and it has been submitted by around 4,67,000 people. The objective is, in this challenge we will use loops to do some math. Check out the tutorial tab to learn more. We don't need that. The task is given an integer n, print its first 10 multiples, each multiple n multiple I, where 1 less than is equal to I less than is equal to 10 should be printed on a new line in the form n multiplied by I is equal to result. So n is the number that we are given and we have to print its first 10 multiples. Here is an example that the printout should look like this for the number is equal to 3. So this is basically the table of 3, and we have to use a for loop to print this table. The way we will tackle this problem is we will initiate a for loop that prints a single line, and that for loop will run 10 times. Each time it will print this template code that we will provide it, where the first digit will be the number, then we'll type x, then the second digit, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is the counter that we are using to run the loop. So let's see how that works. We'll be using a C language. So when you go to the editor and you encounter this all of this code that has already been pre-written here, we do not have to worry about any of this. Okay, so we'll just minimize this readline function, the ltrim function, the rtrim. Okay, so this is a pointer, this %, and we just have to write our code inside this integer main function. So integer is the return type of this main function and we are returning 0. The code for reading the input, that is the number n, has already been given here using all these functions that are declared, and we have to use this number n to write a for loop and print out the table. So the way this works is we initiate a for loop and we declare the counter integer I, and we start the counting from 1 and it goes till 10. So this is what it means. Integer I has an initial value of 1, I is less than is equal to 10, and after every iteration I increases by 1. So this first statement is declaring the counter. This is the condition that decides whether or not the loop will execute, whether I is less than is equal to 10, and this is what happens after every iteration. So I increases by 1 after every loop. So the first loop will run, and we need to declare a multiple variable that will store the value of the multiple of this number n and the counter I. So we declare that variable integer multiple, and we assign this a value of n multiple I. Now we have to print the template. So we write printf. Printf is the function that is used to print something in C language, and inside this we'll need a string where we can replace the values of the number n, the number multiple, and the counter I. So it will look like this. We'll write %d and then we'll put a space, then we'll write x, then %d again. %d in the printf statement means we are going to replace that %d part with an integer. So then we'll write equal to and then one more %d. After that we have to put a backslash n, so that when we print the first statement, it goes to the second line. When we print the second statement, it goes to the third line. Right. So we have to switch lines after printing every statement. Then we put a comma after the double quotes, and we write n for the first %d. So this will be the number, and then we write I for the second %d. So n multiple I is equal to, then the third integer will be multiple, and we'll end this with a colon, semicolon, and we run the code. Okay, so the sample test case is passed. We submit the code. Okay, so all the test cases have been passed. Once again, this printf statement is used to print something in C language. These %d are the symbols where integers will be replaced. For every %d, we are writing some integer that is going to replace these %ds. So for the first iteration, the value of, let's say, n is 3. So the first iteration, the value of multiple will be 3 multiplied by I, which is 1. So the multiple value will be 3, and the printout will be, first we have 3, then multiple, then 1, and then 3. So these are the structures that we use in a for loop, and this is the statement that we use to print this. So I hope you understand that. uh, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.